This is why I'm saying it's foolishness, because this person knows everything about your spouse. The person that you're being unfaithful with, they know everything about your spouse. They know where they work. They probably know what they do. They probably even know how old they are. They probably even know what kind of schedule they have, where they go at what time, because they have to know all these things. If you have to make plans with whoever it is that you make plans with to be unfaithful, and unfortunately your spouse has no idea about this person, has no idea about where they live, who they are, and probably doesn't even know that this is what's going on between you and that person. Do you know how much danger you put your spouse in every morning that person leaves to go out of the house? This is what you do to a person that maybe you don't love, but to a person that loves you. You know, in life, you must at least have the dignity to know that I may not feel this way about this person, but I will respect what they feel about me. And if there's anything that I really want to do, I can't put their life in danger. And this is the aspect of infidelity and the aspect of unfaithfulness that people rarely talk about. Because you don't see how much danger you put your spouse in, and you find it easy. No, she's now about to knock off. Now she's going to do whatever. No, this time he's probably having lunch. No, he's probably going to be here. Or he's in the shower. He's doing what? Today he's putting on whatever. You are giving all that information to a stranger. Do you know that that's enough information to have your spouse killed? Do you know that if that woman becomes so obsessed with you, she'll go to lengths to make sure that she does whatever she needs to do in order for her to have you? You are exposing your spouse. You are exposing, because when that foolish man that you are cheating on your spouse with comes to a point where he decides he's obsessed and now he just can't live without you and wants to do what? Do you know what he's going to do to that innocent man? But because you are foolish and you've been captivated by this kind of lust and this kind of obsession, that's the reason why you can't see all this. You are blind to all this. This is why infidelity is dangerous. You know, the problem that is there is that because you probably have never experienced the consequences of infidelity and have never experienced the consequences of unfaithfulness, you take it lightly. You think it's something that's simple. You think it's something that's easy. You think it's something that just has to do with you fulfilling how you're feeling. No, infidelity is deeper than that. Infidelity kills. Infidelity, if it doesn't kill you physically, it kills somebody. Just by virtue of you being unfaithful and them discovering that this is a person that I trust. Broken trust can never be rebuilt. People say it's hard to build. No, it's not hard to build. It's impossible to rebuild. That's why if a person does that, it's impossible for you to look back and look at them the same. Every time something comes up, that thought is going to come back again. This is what they did. Every time they're suspicious about you, or every time they have this concern about you, or every time they're worried about something that they think you did, you're always going to look back and tell them, what about you? Why is she even talking to me about being worried about who I'm with or what I was doing and why I'm coming home late? What about what she did? And that is after you've gone through the phases of forgiveness and you've said what you've said and you've done what you've done. That has been broken. Try to put together broken glass. It could hold water, but it's still broken. Try to put together a broken plate. It could hold the food, but it's still broken. And this is one thing that you must understand. And now, that's why I always say that some people have to go through this in order for them to understand. Because those of you that have never understood and have never experienced the effects of infidelity, you think it's fun. You think you are smarter. You think it's an issue of, no, I know how to play around. I know how to do this. It's damaging. It's destructive. And it's dangerous. If you're going to put your spouse in such kind of a place, I would rather you tell this person you don't love them anymore and walk away from her. I would rather you just make it clear, you know what, I don't feel whatever it is that you, whatever reason you want to give, because you have found some fool somewhere who you think will treat you better than your man, and go to that place. Instead of putting your spouse and your friend and the person that supposedly loves you in constant danger every single day that they leave the house. Why? Because of your foolishness. You must look at infidelity and never take it lightly. There's a reason why Jesus said that it is the only thing that you are actually allowed to divorce over. Those are the only grounds that you can divorce over. Do you know why? Because its effects are far-reaching. It's not something that you take for granted. See today where you are, and you were probably meeting someone, or you're probably planning on going to meet someone, and you think that it's just fun, and you think that I'm just going to meet this person, I'm going to chat with them, I'm going to do this, whatever, I'm going to have my fun, and then I'm going to go back home and pretend that everything is fine. Let me tell you what happens, and let me tell you why every relationship that invites infidelity can never last. We have been told over and over again, and I think almost everybody knows about the exchange of ties every time you have sex. And one thing I would like to make clear is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you use protection or you did whatever. It doesn't matter, because soul ties have nothing to do. That's not a barrier for soul tie. That's a barrier for pregnancies. And I, for one, actually even believe and discredit the fact that even this same protection can even protect you from diseases, because I personally don't believe it's even 100%. You cheat yourself and you get sick and you wonder what happened. But I digress. This is exactly where the problem is. The problem is that you go out there, you are with this person, experiencing what you're experiencing, having what you call fun, and doing whatever it is that you think you do. And at the back of your mind, you think you are smarter, you think you are clever, and you think you are reaping the harvest of whatever it is that is going on and whatever it is that you're experiencing. When you leave that place and come back home, you are telling yourself that you've come back alone. It's impossible. You cannot share your bed with someone, or you cannot share yourself with someone and not get attached or carry something from that person. Why? Because the Bible says and makes it very clear that he that sleeps with a harlot becomes one with her. Why? Because it's impossible. This act is the only act that the Bible says that you don't just sin against God, but you sin against yourself. So every time you're looking at it and you're thinking and taking it for granted and thinking this is just one of those simple things, there's no big deal here, we're just having fun. No, you're not having fun. You're building ties. You're building soul ties. Let me explain a little about soul ties so that you understand exactly how soul ties work. Soul ties are not the basic that they talk about. No, when they talk about soul ties, do you know that the soul is the basin of everything that a man comprises of? The soul is who you are. Everything that you are, your thoughts, your mind, your past, your whatever, everything that you carry is the soul. There is nothing about you, your background, your relatives, your lineage. If there were people in your family that were mad, if there were people that have certain sicknesses, if there are people that have these certain pandemics and stuff like that, you carry that every time you sleep with someone that has that. You bring that into your house. Now, I'm not talking about those consequences, first of all. I'm talking about the kind of spirit that you carry every time you do that. Every time you go over and you do what you do, sleep around with whoever it is that you sleep around. This is what you do. You come back home. You've bathed wherever you are. You think you are clean and you think everything is fine. The spirit doesn't need water. The spirit cannot be cleansed by mere water. And there you go, you come back home and you want to act like everything is fine. But at the back of your mind, as long as you are thinking about that person, as long as you are thinking about that act, their spirit has you've carried their spirit, and their spirit has followed you to wherever you are. And that's the reason why from nowhere, when you have a little difference, you are bursting out. Your wife just says something, you're bursting out. Your wife just does something, you are reacting. Your husband just complains about whatever thing. This is what I always talk about. This is why I don't like coming home. It's because you're carrying a spirit from wherever you're coming from. And every time you come back and you sit back and you think like nothing happened, no, everything happened. And if you think that nothing is falling apart, everything is falling apart brick by brick. Why? Because that is the kind of place that you have placed yourself in. Infidelity is dangerous. Infidelity is destructive. It can destroy your family. It can destroy everything that you have built for years just for funny, stupid pleasure. And you go on living your life and thinking that you know what you're doing. You come back home, you're in that bed, and you suddenly begin to repel against your woman. You begin to repel against your man. You don't ask yourself, what exactly is going on? Where is this coming from? This is not how our love relationship used to be. This is not how we used to get along, because you have invited a stranger in between your union, and you must never think that your union is ever going to be the same. Whether that was a one-night stand, whether that was just somebody that you met and you did whatever, you carried their spirit, and every person that you have slept with, you have carried their spirit, and you have it, and it cannot go away without deliverance. It cannot go, and that's why we have these problems in these relationships. Every single time you have this relationship struggling with this relationship struggling with this, you have these people that find it very easy to just go out there and have fun. Just go out there and sleep with this one. Oh, she looks beautiful. I love how her body looks in that dress. Oh, I love how he looks when he's dressed that way. And because of that, you're looking at relationships and you're thinking that, you know, this issue of, I'm trying to avoid that word every now and then, this issue of being together with somebody that you are not joined to, or somebody that you have no vows with, this issue of being together and doing whatever it is that you're doing with that person is repercussional. Every time you must understand the repercussions are not small. Every time you must understand that the pain that you are going to bear by doing that is big. Consequences eventually come around. Why? Because you can't go out there, do whatever you want, leave an innocent person back home while they're being faithful, looking out for you, trying to do their best to do whatever it is that they need to do in order for them to make you happy and be the woman that they're supposed to be, or be the man that they're supposed to be, and you think you are smarter. I can tell you from experience that time will catch up with you. Time will catch up with you. And if you don't come to a place where you learn before it's too late, I can guarantee you it will be too late. And when it is, you will come back and you will tell me he had talked about it. These are the dangers of infidelity. That is my 2 cents about the dangers of infidelity. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a clergy farmer.